Yo, so today I'm going to show you guys exactly how in the month of January we took a brand new product from fucking $0 to over $100,000 in 26 days. I'm going to break down the store. I'm going to break down the fundamentals of why it converted. I'm going to break down the ad strategy, the platform that we ran the ads on, and everything between. I'm going to hold back literally nothing except the product because you're going to have to wait until the end to see the product. Other than that, let's get into it. So just before we get into it, guys, if you're new here, my name is Dennis DiMarino. I've been in e-commerce the last few years now. I've generated over 6 and 7 figures online, and I just like to make videos that talk about what I've actually done. I don't have course to sell you. I just make these videos because I think they can help anybody else who's trying to get into e-com. I try to make it super beginner friendly and only talk about the shit that I've actually done and tested with real live data and results to show you. So without any of the other fucking bullshit, we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I took this brand new product from $0 to over 6 figures in 26 days, ins and outs, the strategy, the psychology, all of it in between. Let's stop fucking around, get you guys inside. All right, so this product was a jewelry piece, as I mentioned in the introduction. And as you can see here, this was a very, very, very unique, month. That's why I feel like this case study, this breakdown is going to be super beneficial to you guys, because it's not like this was a product that I was already scaling. This isn't something that was already a winner. And as you can see here, January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we weren't getting any motion on this, any motion. So if we actually just put it to January 1st to the 3rd, you can see we had some refunds. This is from another product, but you can see that we ran ads. Now, if I switch this to the dashboard, right? We ran ads between the 1st and the 3rd, and we got 35 add to carts, 11 reach checkouts, and 1 conversion. So that's why with this case study, I'm going to explain to you how we were able to go from this to then from the 3rd to the rest of the month, absolutely ripping. So if we go back to a month's view, you can see we go from nothing to then boom, we get it to a 1K day. We figured out the fucking offer, landing page combination with the right content. Then we get it to 2, then we get it to 8, then we get it to 9. And just like that, we hit the ground running. And I think that this just goes to show you that in this period, while you guys are testing your products, if you're not seeing motion, it doesn't always mean that it's a dead product. It just means that you don't have all of the pieces aligned. Sometimes you just need to make sure that you have the right landing page and the right offer in place, and you can make this product go crazy. But the problem is a lot of beginners, they just think that if they're not seeing sales on day one, that the product's dead and they bounce, and then they leave the product and they try to start something else. Not understanding that you're skipping the learning process of the marketing fundamentals that you need to get with this game, which is, how do I make a proper landing page? How do I make proper offers that convert, that make the customer feel irresistible? And this is the type of stuff that I want to get into. First, let's talk about product selection. How did I find this product? Why did I choose this product? So I've tested products across tons of different niches over the past few years, and I've always gravitated towards the jewelry, accessory, kind of feminine apparel niche. Now, this niche has its own problems, but there's a lot of upside in this niche specifically. One of the main pieces of leverage that come with this niche is the profit margins. Because the shipping cost is predicated on weight when you're sourcing your products, the lighter the product is, the lower the cost of goods typically is. So when it comes to jewelry and fashion, those products tend to be lighter weight. That means I can source them for cheaper and I can sell them at a premium. Specifically with jewelry, like the product that I'm going to walk you through today was a jewelry piece. If you can create a luxury aesthetic, you can charge a premium price. Now, how do you create a luxury aesthetic? Well, we're going to get into that. So the reason why I chose this product is because it was in the jewelry niche. I already had experience with the jewelry niche. The profit margins were very healthy, and I felt like if I could get the right offer around this, I could get it to pop, which is exactly what we did. Now, how did I find this product? Did I use PP ads? Did I use Callow data? Did I use TikTok, Amazon? How did I find this product? So I actually found this product on the TikTok For You page completely for free, which is why I stress to so many people how powerful the TikTok For You page can be if you know how to utilize the search terms. I actually have a video that walks you through exactly how to do this. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend going to check that out. The way that I was able to find this product through the TikTok For You page was by leveraging the seasons. So right now it's February. When I ran this product, it was January. So it was prime winter because I launched this product on January 4th. It was prime middle of winter. So I use search terms like winter jewelry essentials, Amazon jewelry pieces, Amazon jewelry dupes. I used terms that were going to show me videos of the jewelry pieces that females were buying for the winter specifically. specifically. That way, I knew that I had a small window that I could get this up, launched, and scaled. Now, is there a long-term game to these types of pieces? It depends. I wasn't going for a long-term play here. I just wanted to run and launch this product because I already have experience in this niche, and I felt like based on the skill set and things that I know, I could probably make a decent bag off this, which we did. So just to provide some more context, this was a necklace. Now, am I going to reveal this necklace? Not yet. Why? Because I'm still running it, but I'm gonna show you everything else besides the actual product itself. So with this necklace, it was a custom engraving piece, which means that we were getting our supplier to put custom engravings inside of the actual pendant. Now, this might seem like some advanced thing, but anybody who's been in the e-com game knows that it's actually extremely simple to do. You can just reach out to your supplier and you can have them put the custom engraving in based on what the customer ordered. But why do we do custom engraving pieces? Well, because we can charge a premium for it. Because not only are we able to charge a premium for the piece itself, but we also get to charge a fee for the engraving. So here is where the game gets good. When it comes to analyzing our landing page to pick up lost traffic, the first thing that we need to analyze is what I like to call the fold of your website, right? I've talked about this in other videos. The fold is the top part of your website from the product listing name to the buy button. Everything within the fold should tell the customer everything that they would need to know to make a purchase. The customer should know how much the product costs, what the product's gonna do for their life, how fast it's gonna do it for their life. If you look right here, you'll see Javy Coffee. Now, Javy Coffee is an 8-figure e-commerce brand that sells, quick and easy coffee to make. But it's one of the best websites online that I've seen. As you can see, they have their UVPs. These things are telling you exactly what is in the coffee. And then it's telling you that you're gonna be able to get this coffee quick, easy, fast, convenient. That is their selling angle, right? So when I click on Javy's website, I know exactly how much it costs. I know exactly what I'm getting within their bundle and their offer. And I also know what this coffee is actually doing for me. It's quick, it's saving me time, it's convenient, it's helping me start my day faster. So when you are putting together your landing page and you're starting it at the fold, you need to make sure the customer has enough information within the fold to make a buying decision. Now, if the customer is still unsure after going through the fold of your website, that is where the rest of the landing page and the copy is there to sell them and ultimately persuade them into making a purchase. But you need to make sure that you are checking the box of the fold, that the customer has enough information within the fold of your website to make a purchase. Let's continue. So once we took care of the fold and we made sure that our fold was clean, cut, and concise. Customers knew exactly why they needed this product, what this product was gonna bring to their life. The next thing that we did when we were analyzing our landing page was that we needed to make sure that our one and top selling point of this product was stated clearly throughout the landing page. Now, obviously, products can have multiple different reasons why you should buy, but when you are creating your angle, you should have one overarching selling point, unique value prop of this product that's going to be what you lean on throughout the whole landing page. You can add in hints of other things within the copy, but you want to have one main point that's going to really sell the customer. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this jewelry piece was a custom engraving piece. Our target demographic was 18 to 25-year-old male and female college students, okay? And in this custom engraving jewelry piece, it was designed for college students. It was designed for people that go to university. So we had to make it very clear throughout the copy of our landing page. Now, some of the other nuance points that we added was for parents buying it for their sons and daughters. However, we looked on days 1 through 3 of January when we had no sales, and we noticed that our landing page was kind of all over the place. We were trying to sell on a few different angles, and it was kind of this amalgamation of garbage, okay? It was not clean, it was not concise. So when we went back and we made the landing page changes, all we did was just zero in on our main angle, which was 18 to 25-year-old college students who need this because it fits what they do. Honestly, I wasn't gonna say this on camera, but fuck it. We were getting Greek sorority letters engraved into this custom piece that we were selling to college students. I actually still sell this piece, so if you see it, yeah, it's me. Whatever, you fucking caught me. But it did very well, and I don't gatekeep, so I wanna share and show you guys. So we wanted to make it very clear that this piece was going to embody the Greek life. It was going to embody the fraternity, the sorority life. And we sold that in the copy. We didn't try to sell any other garbage. We didn't try to include other pieces of this and that. We focused and we zeroed in on our main angle. So once we took care of our fold on our website and then we took care of the angle, the only last thing that we needed to do on our website was just incorporate some form of social proof. The reason why we like to incorporate some piece of social proof, whether that's testimonials, customer reviews, demonstration videos, testimonials. The reason we like to do that is because most customers don't want to be customer number one. The average buyer does not want to be customer number one. So we like to get some reviews and testimonials. And full transparency, what we did to get our reviews on this product was we just ordered samples of the product because, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, jewelry is very cheap to source. So we ordered a bunch of samples, and I just had my friends who are in college take pictures wearing the piece, and then we put it as the testimonials on our site. Clean, simple, concise. So to recap how we dialed in our landing page, we made sure that in the fold of our website there was enough information for a customer to make a buying decision. They knew what we were selling, what the product was, how much it costed, why they needed it, what it can do for them. All of that was in the fold of the website. Number two, we zeroed in on our primary selling angle throughout the entire landing page copy. We picked our one angle, we dialed it in, we made sure that the copy sold that angle, and then we just let everything else kind of find its way within the main angle of the copy. Number three, we incorporated some social proof to let customers know that they won't be the first customer that's ever bought this, that we have an existing brand, we have an existing relationship with customers, and that this is a popular product. The social proof also kind of creates that FOMO within the customers, because when they see a bunch of people of their age demographic wearing this piece, it kind of makes them feel like, damn, okay, shit, I'm in that sorority, I'm in that fraternity, maybe I should get it too. So that is how we dialed in our landing pages for the first 3 days, after the first 3 days when we weren't seeing any sales. Now, let's talk about the biggest piece of leverage that changed this whole product test for us, the offer. Okay, so now that we've covered how we made our landing page adjustments to make sure that everything that we needed to do was dialed in, the next thing that we had to fix was our offer. Now, as I look back while I talk through this video, I can clearly see how shitty this offer is. But when I first launched it, January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I thought that this was actually a decent offer. So, as you can see, my offer was set up as a quantity break, meaning the more you buy, the cheaper it is. Now, I didn't write it in here, but I can actually include it. Hold on, I'll include it. It was original price 44. No. I think it was $47.99. So $47.99, strike through $19.99 plus $9.99 shipping, and then you can buy two for $49.99 shipping. So my logic was trying to aim for around an average order value of $50. That's kind of one of my benchmarks. Like, I try to get a $50 AOV because I have found in the past with things that I've already scaled, if you have a $50 AOV and you're profitable, like, that's usually the target to scale really, really nicely. But similar to as I mentioned earlier in the video, bro, you can clearly see that there is no value in the favor of the customer. Like I mentioned, we have the price to value discrepancy. How much value is the customer getting for the price they're paying? Mind you, these are necklaces, a little expensive. Now, also, keep this in mind. This is some free game. This is a tip for anybody who's in the jewelry niche. You should never sell jewelry ending in the price point of a 0.99. And I fucking knew that, and I still messed it up. It should always end in round numbers. If you look at any big jewelry retailer that's respected, all of their price points always end in round numbers. So instead of $19.99, it should have just been $20. It always looks cleaner with jewelry than $19.99 than 0.99. I think that jewelry in and of itself has a luxury appeal to it, and when you add that 0.99, it kind of just feels cheap. And I knew that, but I'm a fucking idiot, so I didn't do it, and that's why this offer didn't convert. Now, after day 3, most people would have probably cut. Like I said, I was spending around 50 to 60 bucks a day. I almost spent around 200 bucks over these 3 days, didn't get a single order. So what I realized was that I needed to create something that had much more value for the customer. How does the customer feel like, this is a steal? Now, what I'm going to show you when I show you the offer that we ended up running and scaling, you're going to realize that it's not just about the offer itself, but it's actually about the copy in the offer, right? How is the offer positioned to the customer? How are you writing it out? Single, duo, trio, that shit's kind of cheap. It's kind of cheesy. Like, you got to be more intentional with your copy. How are you positioning the offer in front of the customer in a way that's going to feel super irresistible? And that's exactly what I realized we had to do. So let me show you guys right now what my offer was that I actually scaled. This is my real offer that I scaled up to 100K in 26 days. So this right here is the offer that we actually scaled to over 100K in 26 days. As you can see, the copy is a little bit different. The positioning is a little bit different. So we switched it to single necklace, instead of buy one, we switched it to single necklace, and then we switched it to $24 flat. No 0.99, no 0.95 at the end. We dropped the shipping price from $9.99 to $4.95. And then we have our UpCart protection upsell in there at $3.99. Now here's what you need to understand. 24 plus $4.95 is essentially $29. Now, if you look here, this is essentially $29. So I actually didn't even lose any money on the AOV, but I completely positioned the offer differently. You're gonna find much less resistance when a customer gets to the cart and sees $4.95 over $9.99. So I didn't even lose money. I just repositioned the offer in the customer's eyes through a few small tweaks. Now, here is what our bread and butter was the 2-pack, the buy two. Instead of just saying buy two, I wrote in the copy, grab one more for $10, right? Because I was gonna charge $34 for two. But instead of saying buy two for $34, I said grab one more for $10. Now it looks like you're getting a crazy deal because one of them is $24. But if you buy this, you're basically getting a second one for $10. 34 plus $4.95 is $34.95, right? So a little bit less than our second option, but you make it up with conversion volume, right? You're getting more sales. So, and this was still a very profitable offer. Now here's something that also needs to be understood. If you notice here on the first offer, we did not have a post-purchase funnel built on the back end. So any customer who bought, we didn't get to squeeze any extra revenue out of them. This time, like a smart person, not like a fucking idiot like I was on the first one, we actually built out an entire post-purchase funnel. Zipify OCU is the app that we use. I'll put the logo somewhere on the screen so you can recognize it. And we made sure that we had 3 other upsells for the customer to buy after they purchased from us. Now, when it comes to the post-purchase funnel, right? One thing that I always like to do is I like to use more digital upsells on the back end than physical products because I'm trying to add profit to my bottom line. So when I say digital upsells, I mean things like priority processing. I mean things like 30-day insurance. I mean things like package protection, things of that nature, because you're adding, $2-3 at a pop to your bottom line. It's all profit. You don't have to fulfill any physical goods. So that's what's something that you can do and incorporate into your post-purchase funnel that'll literally bring your profit up same day. So here's a quick breakdown of my post-purchase funnel structure, the exact one that we use. So like I said, we use this as our core offer, pretty solid, positioned nicely, makes the customer really feel like they're getting a deal. But then on the back end, this is where we really were able to print because like I said just a minute ago, we like to prioritize digital upsells. So upsell number 1, after they check out, the first product they're gonna get hit with on the post-purchase is the same product they just bought, but at a 20% discount. I have tested a bunch of things. This always does the best. They always just buy another one of whatever they just bought. Always. Literally every single time I've ever ran something and scaled it, this is the thing that I always had as the first upsell. Upsell 2, we hit them with priority processing. So you'll get your package pushed through a little bit earlier. Now, the key with this is you want to actually hit your supplier up and honor this. Just tell your supplier like, yo, skip these to the front of the line, whatever order has this tag on it. Pick up $4.99 there. Then you downsell them with a 30-day insurance package, meaning 30 days after you buy it, if you have any damages, lost items, broken items, you can get a full refund for an extra $3.99. Boom, grab them there. Then you hit them on the thank you page and you hit them with expedited shipping. So basically another way of saying we're gonna ship your package faster, you grab them for $4.99 right there. If they go through and sweep up everything on this upsell, just on the digital. So let's say they don't even pick this up, right? Let's say they decline this and you can just pick up on the digital side. You can grab an extra almost $14 per order straight to the bottom line. That is going to allow you to outscale your competitors like a motherfucker because there's no way a competitor who doesn't have this built out is going to be able to keep up with you. You have an extra $14 per customer to scale and acquire new customers. So that was our offer structure right here. And the point of emphasis I really wanted to make when it comes to offers is it's not just about an irresistible offer like everybody says. It's also about the positioning, the copy. You see, I didn't write buy 2 for $34. Grab one more for $10, right? Little nuances like that will absolutely spike your conversion rate if you do it properly. You want to make the customer feel very, very comfortable with spending money on what they're getting. In doing that, you actually have to have a good product. You actually do want to make it an irresistible offer, but then you want to position it in a way where they can see it clearly. Like, fuck, man, this is a steal. So that was our offer structure. So now we've covered how we fixed our landing page, what was wrong with our landing page. We also covered our offer. We covered how to fix it, what was wrong with our offer. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about our ad strategy, our media buying strategy. For this product specifically, we scaled it 80% on TikTok with a little bit on Meta. I'm going to walk you through, our campaigns. I'm going to show you everything that we did on the inside. So without further ado, lock the fuck in, bro. Okay, so guys, I'm going to show you, like I said, I'm not holding anything back here. I'm going to show you guys exactly what our media buying strategy was, how our campaigns looked, and everything like that. So we did around $100,000 in revenue for this month, and we spent a little over 40 on ads. So 40 and 2 is 80. It was like a 2 point something and change in ROAS. But like I mentioned, the cost of goods was very cheap, so we were able to spend more on ads. Now, for my media buying strategy, it is so simple. I did not do anything crazy. I didn't even do bid caps or cost caps or ABOs. I ran the most simple strategy ever and scaled to 6 figures a month. So like I mentioned, we ran into a Facebook ad account problem, of course. So we scaled predominantly on TikTok with this shit. But Meta still was doing well, but TikTok carried the load. So our TikTok strategy was simple. 1 CBO, United States, United Kingdom, Australia, 18 plus, male and female, 4 videos in each ad group with 5 ad groups. Very, very simple stuff, very easy to scale. And then what we were doing was we were bumping budgets by 50% every 2 sales. And that's how we surfed it. That's how we surf scaled. We bumped the budgets by 50% every 2 sales. On Meta, it was even simpler. We ran 1 CBO to the same countries with 1 ad set, 4 ads in the ad set, and that was it. And we operated with the same scaling structure. So super, super simple media buying strategy. And then like I mentioned here, identify your winning creatives, remake them with new hooks, new audios, launch them again. And that's exactly how we scaled this up. So now we're going to jump into the TikTok Ads Manager. I'm going to show you guys exactly what it looked like. We'll point some things out and, give you guys some more game right there. So as you guys can see, this is from January 1st to January 31st. We spent just over $40,000 to get back 2,970 conversions at an average CPA of 13.58. So like I said, we were charging a low ticket price, which is why you're seeing the lower ROAS. Remind you, cost of goods on this product was sub $5. So we did well. As you can see here, our top campaign spent $11,000 to get back 950 conversions. And if we were to go into that campaign, obviously you can't see the name, just like I said on the media buying strategy, 1, 2, 3, 4 ad groups. And then going inside of it, you're going to see we have the dynamic creative turned on. So you're going to see a ton of them, but it's only 4 videos in here. And that's exactly how we ran it. So what we did and why you see so many campaigns here is because with this product, we had found winning footage that was converting for us at scale, and we just continued to spin it. So every time we would run a piece of content that would get in the 10 to 20 sales range, we would then put a new hook on it, a new call to action. We would probably add a middle clip or, a clip in the front or the back, keeping the bulk of the same footage, and we would just spin it again and spin it again and spin it again. And we spun the same pieces of content for so many conversions. The reason why you have to do, in my opinion, this strategy with TikTok is because the creative fatigue is extreme. Whereas on Meta, you're not going to see that type of creative fatigue. You're not going to see that type of creative fatigue on Meta, but you're going to see it on TikTok. And all of these creatives are simple CBOs. They're all exactly what I wrote down in the document. Now, what people also need to understand is that when you're running a CBO, you are asking the machine to automatically bid for you. Campaign budget optimization. You are telling the machine to optimize the budget for you. So you can't have a ton of CBOs running the same content at the same time because the machine is going to bid them at the same place in the auction, and you're going to end up bidding against each other. So when we were running multiple CBOs, as you can see, these CBOs are numbered. This says 1 through 3. This says 8 through 11. This says, 38 and 40. This is the different types of creatives that we had. I would number them. So I knew exactly what creatives were inside of each campaign. This one says repurposed. So that's exactly how we went about it. And as you can see here, not every single campaign was a heater. You see down the bottom as we scroll more, you'll see some wild CPAs, and it was just mass. I was just spraying the creatives. Like I said, sometimes with TikTok products, not saying this was a TikTok product, it was just a necklace, but sometimes with jewelry pieces like that, it's more a game of creative volume than it is, creative quality, to be completely honest with you, bro. Another thing that needs to be pointed out, and I'll sort it from top down, is your click-through rates. As you notice, my click-through rates are all pretty consistent between between 2 to 3%. You see, the thing that people don't understand is that if you have a low click-through rate, some people try to argue with me on this, to each his own, but if you have a low click-through rate, that means people are not clicking the ad, which means people are not getting on the landing page, which means you could have the best product, the best landing page, the best offer, but if you're not getting people onto the landing page, it doesn't matter. It's like telling somebody that I have the best pizza in the town, but nobody comes inside. So it doesn't matter how good the pizza is because nobody is coming into the business. And this is what you guys need to understand. You need to be prioritizing your click-through rates. Now, how do you do that? You do that through your hooks. The hook of your video needs to be eye-catching in a way that's going to get the customer to stop scrolling. Now, there's a few different ways that you can do this, right? So when it comes to hooks with TikTok, the strategy that we took with this specific approach is just a native hook approach. That's what I call it, native hook approach, which means we were making our videos look as close to TikTok's as physically possible. Nothing about our video said ad except the call to action. We didn't have one of those like, do you ever think you, or this is the perfect bracelet for your parents? Like, no. It was nothing like that. All of our hooks were very, very native to the platform, using audios that were currently trending at the time, using, language trends. Like, for example, the chill guy meme. The chill guy meme went crazy. Everybody knows what the chill guy meme is. We used that in a lot of our hooks, just playing the native game, just using different trends to catch the customer off guard, to get them to click. Once we got them to click, the offer was too good. They were going to buy almost every time. And that's why I try to tell people, when you're running TikTok ads, you're not really doing the same type of structure that you would do in your ad for a Facebook ad. The TikTok ad is a little bit different. It's a lot more of a impulse customer, and you need to be playing into their needs. And with impulse customers and impulse buyers and people with very short attention spans, you want to play a game where they don't know you're an ad. That's also why you're seeing TikTok Shop do so well, because the content being ran for TikTok Shop does not come across as an ad. It comes across very natural. It's very organic. And that's one of the beautiful things about TikTok Shop, is that you don't feel like you're being sold. So I always tell people that when you are making your ads specifically for TikTok, try to make it seem as organic as possible. Don't let the customer think that you're trying to sell them. The last point I want to make with the ads manager pulled up is this, and I think a lot of people get stuck here. You notice how, there's some tricks and tips that I can give, like I said, using native hooks, playing into the algorithm, playing into impulse buyers, not coming across as a hard sell. But there's not that many tricks within the ads manager that are going to get you past having a good product, a good landing page, and a good offer. If your product is good, your landing page is good, and your offer is good, all you need is content to get them onto the landing page that's going to sell them. And I think a lot of people get stuck on the ads manager. Like, bro, it's a broad CBO and let that hoe rip. Let that hoe rip. Like, there's no need to try and overcomplicate things unless you're trying to shove down a bad product, or you don't have a good landing page, or your offer sucks. All you have to do is get a plus 3% click-through rate, get them onto your landing page, and they should be converting if everything else is dialed in. So that's my main point, and that's what I really want to emphasize. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to head over to the Meta Ads Manager. I'll just show you how that looked as well, kind of give you guys a rundown. Like I said, pulling back the curtain completely on this store and showing you guys everything that we did to get to 0 to 100K in 26 days. So as you guys can see here, we only spent around $1,400 on this account. Like I said, we ran into some bans randomly for no reason. And then because the momentum was so strong on TikTok, I just ran with it. But like you can see here, campaigns weren't doing that well. And then we hit one right here. We found our winning creatives on Facebook, sat at a 2.7 ROAS for around 64 purchases. And if you go inside of it, like I said, it's just one ad set. It's one ad set with 4 ads actually, 4 ads, and all of the spend on the main ad sitting at a $27 CPM. Look at this absolutely ripped, and we should have scaled this up, but we ended up running into some bans. But nonetheless, this is all that it really takes to run Facebook ads, especially at the beginning. You don't need to overcomplicate this shit at all. So as you guys can see here, we only spent around $1,400 on this account. Like I said, we ran into some bans randomly for no reason, and then because the momentum was so strong on TikTok, I just ran with it. But like you can see here, campaigns weren't doing that well, and then we hit one right here. We found our winning creatives on Facebook, sat at a 2.7 ROAS for around 64 purchases. And if you go inside of it, like I said, it's just one ad set. It's one ad set with 4 ads actually. 4 ads, and all of the spend on the main ad sitting at a $27 CPM. Look at this. This absolutely ripped. And we should have scaled this up, but we ended up running into some bans. But nonetheless, this is all that it really takes to run Facebook ads, especially at the beginning. You don't need to overcomplicate this shit at all. So guys, just to recap, how we scaled from $0 to $100,000 in revenue in 26 days. We tested this product on January 1st. As I showed you guys, we didn't get any fucking sales for the first 3 days, but we were seeing great add to carts, great purchase intent, and great metrics on the ads. We clearly knew there was a problem. First thing we did was we had to analyze our landing page. We found a ton of errors within the landing page, and we realized if we're getting a lot of clicks and a lot of people to the site, what we need to do is we need to make this landing page more clear, more concise, and more appealing to the fucking customers. So how did we do this? We upgraded the fold. The fold of the website is from the product listing name to the buy button. Inside of this fold, we gave the customer everything that they would need to know to make a buying decision. Step 2, we picked a clear and concise selling angle, and we sold that shit throughout the whole landing page. We leaned on one strong angle, and we made it very clear that this is the core reason why you should buy this product. Step 3, what we did was we completely repositioned and re-scripted our offer. We created a brand new offer, and we wrote that offer in a way that positioned it to the customer as completely irresistible. We changed the copy, we changed the price points, and we made sure that the customer felt like this was an absolute no-brainer of a deal. Step 4, once we had our new offer in place, then we went and built out a brand new post-purchase funnel. So on the back end, after a customer makes a purchase, we then sold them 3 to 4 more products. Ideally, we were able to scoop up at least an extra $9 to $12 per order, and that's how we were able to scale this. On the media buying side, we scaled on TikTok primarily, but we also ran on Facebook a little bit until we ran into a fucking ban, which it's always a shit show with Meta sometimes. So just to recap, this is all you need to do to get to your first 100K online. Truthfully, like, to scale beyond this, which we've done plenty of times, it's a little bit different. You need to have some more systems in place. You need to have custom content. You get creators, all the stuff that I can talk about in another video. But if you want to take your first product from 0 to 100K, the only thing you really need to focus on is finding good product market fit. So finding a product that actually has real utility as to why a customer would want to buy this. You get a good product, then you position it in front of the customer with a very strong offer. An offer that makes them feel like, all right, fuck it. Like, even if this is a bad product, like, this is such a good deal. That's the way you want them to think about this. And then number 3, you just get a lot of creatives. It's really a content distribution game at the end of the day, especially for your first 100K. So you just go and get a lot of videos. And that's why it works in your favor if you can find a product that already has a lot of existing content online, because you can really mix and mash that shit in CapCut and create some banger creatives and spin them all month. And like I said, this isn't the $1 million playbook. This isn't the $1 million playbook, but this is the $100,000 playbook. To get from 0 to 100K, you can literally do it with those 3 steps. And when I showed you guys TikTok and Facebook, you didn't see any crazy media buying strategies. I was running broad CBOs, a few ad sets, and my creatives in each. Nothing too crazy. I wasn't running cost caps, no bid caps, nothing. It was super, super simple. That's all you have to do to get to 0 to 100K. So with that, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I hope you guys were able to get some value from this. I hope that you guys were able to learn some shit. If you haven't been following already, I recommend that you fucking subscribe to the channel, but if not, screw it. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. This channel is gonna turn into basically an informational masterpiece. Everything that you're gonna need to know about e-com, starting e-com, being in e-com is gonna be on this channel, in addition to some other cool lifestyle shit. But I really, really just wanna make this channel a place to help people. I think that there's a lot of people out there who wanna start e-com, but they don't know where to start, and everyone out here is just trying to scam the next person for, you know, whatever. So you're gonna be able to come to my channel and watch a bunch of videos and actually learn on how to do this shit. So 2 things I have for you guys before you leave. If you have a topic or an idea or something that you think can really help you, drop it in the comments. Yo, can you make a video on X? Yo, can you make a video on Y? Drop it in the comments. I will actually cook these videos up for you guys. It's literally like someone making you a free course. Drop them in the comments and I will literally go and make the video for you. Number 2, go and follow me on Instagram. I'll leave the handle here and I'll put it in the description somewhere as well. Go follow me on Instagram because I'm going to be really pushing a lot of content on Instagram as well. With that, shout out to the family, shout out to Five World, shout out to everybody who's tapped in with me. We are about to go to the fucking moon, okay? If you're watching my videos now, it's like buying Bitcoin in 2010. You're so early, bro. You're so fucking early. You have no idea. So with that, catch you guys on the next video. Peace.